All right, guys, so it is April 9th, and I'm getting ready for our Sunday service, which will be on April 13th. And I figured I'd just go ahead and put together this video. I'll let you follow along with me as I put together our Sunday set, which I will be putting all the songs into the template, which you've seen the template before. I will be also adding our lyric cues in because we automate our lyrics. So you guys are free to follow along, and I'm going to be going right through it. So you guys know this is Ableton right here. This is Ableton Live. If you went through the last video, you would know that we created this folder down here, which we built this song and put together. So you guys can refer back to that and how you would put a song together. But today is how we put the whole set together for Sunday. So you can follow along here. So this is the default screen when you open a project. So let's go ahead and go to our template we've made and go ahead and open it up. All right, so this is the default screen when it comes to our template. So our song set for this Sunday, we got 4 songs and there's 3 different keys. So that's great for the team. Any musicians know that. So Open the Gates in A flat, tough key. Graves into Gardens is in D. Fall Afresh by the Belonging Co. is in G. And the song Champion by Bethel Music is in G. So let's go ahead and start adding some in. So first one, Open the Gates by John, I believe it's Egan, in Vertical Worship. So as you saw before, we actually went ahead and put the, I put the key of the songs in, but oftentimes it ends up changing. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. But if you want to know the original key, go ahead and add it in. But this is important. We want to know the tempo, 116. Let's make sure none of these folders are closed up. You can close these folders, but the problem is when you go to drag it in, the channels don't line up. So sometimes when I have somebody else using my laptop, they close the channels or the folders and it doesn't work out great. So I'm going to label the song Open the Gates. And now we just drag it in. We've already built the song in its own set using this template. So I'll go ahead and label this first song. We'll probably do it for all of them, but you really don't have to. But the organizational side of me wants to make sure that this is done. So verse 2. I'm hoping you find from this video it does not take long to put together a set for Sunday. Of course, if you're a slow typer, I'm not that fast, but if you're a slow typer, this will take a little longer. So, second song, Graves into Gardens. So I have a pretty good memory of this, but with this kind of stuff, but what you might want to take note of is this song is not 4/4. This one is going to be 6/8. So there's a chance that maybe the same way we have the BPM over here in the key, you might want to add 4/4, 6/8 in there. That wouldn't be a bad idea. This has 18 scenes. So I guess I'll label the whole thing. But like I said, you don't necessarily have to label all this over here because we include it over here. I like to make it a little easier on the person that's running it Sunday. I'm going to let them map it on Sunday to our launch pad, to our, it's our MIDI pad we have that can trigger these scenes. You know, you would MIDI it. We'll get into that at some point, but let's go ahead and do this. Whoa. Sorry about that, typo. Sometimes I don't worry about fixing the typos because the person running this realizes what I'm trying to get across. But sometimes you gotta fix them. All right, so the next song, once again, not making it very easy on the team, will be a 4/4. Fall Afresh by The Belonging Co. So, 4/4. Oh yeah, we'll find our BPM over here. This one is 70. So a lot of songs are, 68 to 72. The slower songs are within that range. It just seems to be a popular and simple timing for songs, BPM. All right, so I just like to put these spaces between the song. I find it a lot easier. What these are is I typically end up just doing this. I like to loop the bridge. Oh, it's all set to Dante, so you can't hear it right now. But yeah, I like to loop the bridge on this one. Makes it easy. So basically, I take the lower bridge and the chords, and I loop it here. But I have a little newer way of doing it now. I just haven't changed it there. So at some point, I'll show you how I like to do it now, which I think is even a little easier. So the next song is Champion by Bethel Music. This one, once again, is 6/8, so not making it easy on the team. I didn't build the set though, so. But at least these are two in the same key, so that makes it a little easier. So 144. Sometimes with some of these 6/8 songs, the way they come is in a double time speed, and because you need that faster click to stay on beat, really does make it easier. And as you get a little farther into tracks and using them on a weekly basis, you'll see that it can be easier. It might not be for you. Like I've said before, I don't think there's a right or a wrong way to go about this. You do what fits your team. Your team may be split. You can take a vote on it. Ultimately, though, I guess the worship pastor leader gets to decide overall. So if your worship pastor decides a little different than you, try not to give them a hard time about it. That is some nice advice from me. But I want you to notice something. Because of the way these are set up here, so I'm going to cue a scene. Oh, I misspelled that one. The BPM changed for the overall song, so let's go ahead and select another one. This is Graves in the Gardens. It's just going to be guitar. Uh-oh. I messed up. All right, so you got to see me mess up. Graves in the Garden was supposed to be 70. You might have caught me doing that, and hopefully you noticed it before I did. I do this sometimes. I mess things up. It's better to catch it right now than on Sunday morning. But that's supposed to be in 70. But watch this. We'll trigger it. It changes up here. So we did not only did it change the BPM, it changed the time signature. Of course, some of the electric guitars in, the lead guitar is out. I'll run over on Sunday with my guitar players, be like, you know your parts. Let's work together, take some of these tracks out, leave some of them in, leave some of the synths in. We work with your teams on this stuff. Let them be a part of the decision. This might help them to pick up their parts. You can send them the parts of the song beforehand, and they can work on it. So Let's go ahead and move on over here. This might look a little foreign to you. I'm going to turn off all of the lighting cues. We're not going to use that Sunday, I don't think so. I have a Pro Presenter pack here. We'll get in this to a little more in depth sometime. But all the the lyric cues dragged right in with them, with the songs. I don't even have to worry about it. That is huge because on some of these other apps, you have to go through and you have to assign this is our side screens over here. It's a whole nother thing. I'm just going to mute them for right now. Going to make sure these are set to the right network outputs. So this selects the playlist. So I want playlist number 2. Over here is the playlist item. I think I got these from somewhere called Studio Stage. Huge lifesaver for us. I mean, it's been so great. I think the cues were $50. Pro Presenter has its own built-in cues. I really think this is the way to go. And cues everything great. Not to mention, every time we go back to a certain part, it goes back with us and selects the lyrics. So select every song. Now, this is very important. We're going to save it. So save live set as. I'm going to go to my setlist folder. I'm on my external hard drive right now. This is how I save them. Sunday, April 13th. Save. But I'm gonna do something a little different here. That's how I save it to my hard drive, because I'm taking it over to a different computer, the Mac Mini. I'm just making it on my MacBook right now. So let's do this. I'm going to save it to my documents. Because this is what I'm going to do over there. So save it. And then, because I want to go ahead and make it to where I don't have to use my external hard drive. So when I'm live with my MacBook, it's got 32 gigs of RAM. It's quick. It's an i9 processor. It can handle pulling all the info off of my external hard drive. But over there, we're using a Mac Mini with not quite as good as specs. So we have to worry about how fast it can take info off of the external hard drive. Sometimes it starts skipping. We'll lose the click for, just a little bit here, which is really not good because you can lose your track. So after you've saved it to your documents, we're going to do this. Collect all and save. I'm going to say yes to all of these. And the reason we're doing that is because when we just save the set put together like this, we're saving the set. But all these audio files right here are still being pulled off the hard drive. They're not saved in the set. It's just one set pulling info from the individual songs over here. So what happens when we collect all and save is it saves this set in documents, and it saves all of these audio files to the overall set. And that's important because it makes your computer able to pull the info off the set much faster. It's able to run it better, be much more smooth. Have your hard drive on hand in case it's Sunday morning and you want to add a song. Hopefully you've seen right here, it's quick. You can add a song fast, like just in no time. And you can even MIDI map the lyrics fast. Once again, we'll get a little more into that. But that's a huge thing, and I hope that's encouraging to you as we move forward in this. So when you press collect all and save it, it takes a little longer, but that's because it's saving all of these audio files into that set. And after Sunday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go delete it because that's a lot of information to just keep storing up. So I realize it still says 0%. Most of the time, it goes literally from 0 to 100. So let's just give it a second here. Once again, don't be alarmed if it's taken a while. It should take a while. Remember, these are nice sized programs, so it's not out of the usual that it uses some processing power. It's like it's almost there. All right, looks like it's saved. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna test it for Sunday. Let's close it. And now move this over. This is a program you can't see that I'm running called OBS. Actually, let's move it down below. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and eject my hard drive. I know I got a lot on my desktop. I got a lot of my documents too. I've done a lot of music stuff. I was a college student, got my master's in biblical studies. So there's a lot of stuff stored up here. But we can focus more on the hard drive being ejected. And then the reason we're doing that is we're making sure everything's saved okay into our documents. So let's go ahead and go over to documents. Wednesday, April 2nd. I got to get rid of that too. Sunday, April 13th. I missed it. All right, looks like the hard drive ejected as well. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug it. All right, so this is a good sign because there's no hard drive plugged in and it's all here. So that's great. And I just want to show you something quick. Over here, this is a talkback channel. All you have to do is add an audio channel called talkback. If you have an audio box like we've gone over before, you can plug a microphone into it and send it out the click channel. And that will allow you to talk to everybody on your team without it going through the main speakers. So I hope all this gave you a good view of what it looks like to set up a Sunday set. It really does not even take that long. It's about as quick as running one of these apps. It's very reliable. I think you can get better sound from it. I think it's more adjustable, you can put your own personal touch on it. And it's completely flexible. You have all those scenes. You can move around wherever you want in a song. You can add different songs and change BPM and move between the songs, which a lot of these apps cannot do yet. I'm sure they'll get there, but they just can't do it yet. And we haven't gotten into it yet, but you saw where I went ahead and automated our lyrics for this Sunday. And if Sunday comes around and we wanted to add something, it would not take long for me to add a song. Just have to have that external hard drive on hand. And it does not take up much space. That is 4 terabytes right there. So I hope this was encouraging you as you move forward in this, and I hope it helped.